The trouble with loyalty to a cause is that the cause will always betray you.
So, just so you know, today's lighting is provided by a hoot owl standing on a branch in like a field of weird little flowers. And it's staring at me. It's creepy. Anyways. So, it seems that New York has fallen bad. Like, really bad. So, everybody's left. And those people that haven't left are leaving. Like, businesses are just like, nah, fuck it, we're out. Like, big companies are like, I'm not dealing with this shit. Fucking Zohran Mamdani fucking decided to make a video, post on TikTok or some dumb shit, doxing the head of a major corporation. So this dude fucking lives here. And he's a big rich guy and doesn't give a fuck about you. And I care about you. I'm Zohran Mamdani. So that guy's like, fuck this, I'm leaving. I said, I don't blame him. When the mayor is doxing you in a fucking promotional ad? What the fuck? So, big companies are leaving. Like, big companies. And little companies are getting fucked because they're enforcing a whole bunch of like dumb fuck laws. You know what I mean? Like no dancing after 2 a.m. No, nobody enforces that shit, but it takes taxpayer money to get that shit off the books, and everybody just goes, let's just fucking ignore it, right? Still on the books, you can still get arrested for it, but nobody fucking arrests anybody for that shit, right? And I don't even think that shit would stand up. Anyways. But, like, they have an ordinance that you can't have signs out on the street. So, all of the businesses in New York that have street signs, they're getting fined for having street signs. And they're like, well, where the fuck am I supposed to put the street signs? They're fucking street signs. They're supposed to go on the fucking street. Not allowed to go on the street. So they're fining people. They have a problem with these gates. Like in New York City, you know, you have the storefront, and then there's like an apartment above it, right? And the storefront has a gate, big ass metal gate, goes in front of the glass and everything, you know, to keep people out and shit. In some of the seedier parts of town, you know what I mean? You get a fucking gate, gate closes, right? And sometimes there will be like little vent holes in the gate or whatever. And sometimes it's just a fucking big ass fucking rolly gate. Right? It's a garage door. And, you know, people go by and the doors are closed and they're like, and they fucking tag the shit out of the doors, spray paint everywhere. And then in the morning, the guy comes and goes, motherfucker spray painted my door. And then you just lift up the door. Spray paint gone. Right? And then they do the business through the shop, through the day. And then at night, when the store closes, then there's that fucking graffiti again. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing that graffiti. We should make it to where you can't have full metal doors. They have to essentially be big iron, like, fences that drop down. Right? With big holes all through it so that people can't tag up the doors because it just makes it look awful. Makes it look so awful. All the graffiti. Just awful. Right? So the business owners are like, that's expensive. I ain't doing that shit. And just nobody finds anybody for it because everybody's got a big metal fucking gate. And everybody understands that if you get the big slotted ones with all manner of holes, people still break your fucking windows and shit. They just come by and poke in there with a broom handle or some shit. Just break the fucking windows. So they come back and they go, fuck, I want broken windows now. Damn it. And they got to pay to fix the window. So everybody was like, fuck you. I'm not going to change my gate because why would I? That costs a lot of fucking money. And this ordinance is stupid. And everybody went, all right. And so they want to have businesses in New York, and they don't want the businesses to close down. So they went, well, all right, well, we'll just not enforce it. Because we want you guys to stay because we need your money. Zohran Mamdani, he does not need your money. He doesn't even want your money. Fuck off. If your business has to close down, guess what? It's going to close down because we fine you into oblivion. Every day, every night, when I see that non-slotted up, no fence fucking gate come down, this big iron sheet with graffiti all over it, whenever I see that shit, I'm going to fine you. Every night, I'm going to fine you and just take all your money because we've got all these people that we have to pay for. We have all these social programs we have to pay for. So I'm going to fine the businesses into oblivion. It's awesome. And, like, he's shutting down the fucking subway through, like, peak hours. And so now companies are like, well, we can't even get into the fucking restaurant. We can't even get to our store because the subway's shut down. Fucking customers can't get here. It's a pain in the ass. Nobody likes riding the fucking buses because the buses suck dick because they're free now. And because they're free, they suck. And nobody fucking likes the buses. Nobody rides the fucking buses because the buses blow. And nobody really likes the subway because you just get shoved down on the tracks sometimes. You know, but yeah, that kind of shit happens when you got crazy people just jumping the turnstiles. Why pay for the subway? I can jump over this. This is nothing. It's a metal bar. I can crawl under it. Easier than I can jump over it. But jumping over it's fun. So I jump over it. And they just jump over it. Run on into the subway. And where are the cops to enforce that? We're enforcing the fucking street sign laws. And we're enforcing the fucking gate laws. But we can't enforce don't jump the fucking turnstile laws? So they would rather fine businesses than stop criminals and force people to pay legitimate money for legitimate services. This guy's a fucking genius. I can't wait for the fucking $300 billion fucking grocery store to open. Oh, that's going to be fun. Dude, this guy is fucking up. And then he comes out to do a speech, and he's like, we broke. I don't know what to do. All I know is that, you know, we're not the state. We're just a little city. We're just a tiny little island where nothing really happens. And we're broke. We don't have any money. So we're going to need the state to fork over money to us because we're broke. Because we taxed the shit out of the businesses, so the businesses left. And the businesses that remained, we fined into oblivion. So they're gone now too. And a whole lot of people left because we decided to rent control everything. And now that we're rent controlling everything, like, the cost of maintaining a rental, you know, that price rises every year. And if you can't raise the rent, after so long, you're not going to really be able to have the rental. So, got no rentals to rent to you because I can't afford to have the rental. I'm going to have to sell the rental, probably to the state, and then the state's going to give it to everybody for free. But they're going to be slums. They're going to be fucking slums maintained by the state. Oh God, it's going to be so awful. Oh, New York is so fucked, dude. Like, they're trying to fix prices. You know, since the mass transit system above ground sucks, and the mass transit system below ground is dangerous and sucks. Pretty much free if you just want to jump over the thing and crawl under it. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. You know, the best way to get around in the city is to get a city bike brand, right? And we're going to make it to where we're going to make a law. Because, I mean, it could cost you $7, $8 to bike your way all the way from this place to the other place. And that's bullshit. Because it only costs $3 on the fucking bus. And it's free in the subway. So, why the fuck I gotta pay $8 to bike my ass somewhere? That's bullshit. Right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make it to where it doesn't cost any more than $3 to bike anywhere in the city on the city bikes. So what do you think happens when you reduce a company's earnings by 2/3? Right? Because if it costs you $8 to go somewhere and they want to force you to only charge $3, let me see if my math checks out. 3, 6, 9. Okay, remove the 1. You're cutting almost 2/3 of the money for maintaining the bikes, for having the fucking bikes. They're bikes. People steal the bikes. People wreck the bikes. People fuck up the bikes. Happens all the time. They just take the bikes and they just ride off on it. Fuck you. It's my bike now. Like, people are constantly losing the bikes. Bikes, they need to be maintained. A bicycle only really lasts so long before it needs fixed. This needs some grease. They need to have some dude go out and go, oh, this needs some grease. All right, we're good now. Your city bike should be perfect, sir. Have fun on your voyage. You know, like, we need... Who's going to pay for that? If you're not going to let us charge more than $3. We charge $8, shithead. Like, well, you're just gouging. Okay. And then, like, there's this concern for the bike lanes. Right? It's a big problem, the bike lanes. Why? Well, because Amazon has these little teeny, they're adorable, they're these little teeny bike trucks. They're like e-bike trucks, right? It's an e-bike with like a fake, you know, like cab around it, and it's got like it looks like a teeny little box truck. They're adorable. And they say Amazon on the side, and they load them up with packages, and the dude pedals his little fucking e-bike out into the fucking bike lane and drives his little Amazon bike truck down the bike lane. Well, that's fucked up because we got dickheads on bikes and they can't get around the fucking bike truck because it's in the way of the bike lane. And, you know, the streets are dangerous in New York because fucking New York traffic. And so we don't want to have bikes having to drive out and ride out into traffic around these little fucking Amazon bike trucks. So what we're going to do is we're going to put out an ordinance that you can't have little fucking Amazon bike trucks. Fantastic. Unfortunately, though, that means that like 1,200 people are going to lose their jobs. Package deliveries are going to slow way the fuck down compared to what they are now. So everybody's going to be pissed. All the dickheads that are like, man, I'm so glad I was able to safely and quickly make my bike journey from my work to my house. Now where the fuck is my package? It'll be here in another week. Week? You used to get overnight, maybe at worst 2 or 3 day delivery. What the fuck, Amazon? You wanted a bike. So now your package is going to be late. But not just you. Everybody. And by the way, unemployment just went up. Like, it's like everything he touches turns to shit. Everything he touches turns to shit. I told you. I told you. He's gonna fuck that city up. And Kathy Hochul's out there like, look, man, you all gotta move back. Remember when she was like, fuck y'all. Go live in Florida, bitch. And everybody went, Okay. So they all moved to Florida. And now she's like, hey, we need to have some of you wealthy people move back in the city so that we can pay for our social programs. She actually said that shit like that. We need high net earners to move back to New York so we can take your money and pay for social programs. Okay. And the response so far has been, Kathy who? She won't. I don't give a shit what she wants. Who the fuck is that? Nobody's buying that bullshit. Oh my God. And Mamdani, we need the state to pay us more money. We are but a tiny little island of poor people. We need the state to pay us more money. Kathy Hochul's gonna be like, you pissed away all the money. This is like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on fucking crack, dude. Remember when they said, Amazon said, hey, we're gonna build a giant Amazon plant in your district, bitch. We're gonna provide your people with so many jobs. And she's like, you're gonna colonize my district? Never. Shut that shit down. Everybody's like, but I need work. Oh, man. Like, dude, business is closing down. Fucking everything up. Like, everybody's just stealing shit from the stores and then going out and selling it on the street. But, of course, you're not allowed to have things out on the street, right? Except you are allowed to have things out on the street if you're selling stolen merchandise. Because they made some law where it's okay for people to sell stolen merchandise on the street. Like, so people now go into the stores and steal all sorts of shit. And then they go sell it on the street out of, like, fucking suitcases and shit. And then when the fucking sirens wail, they close up the suitcase and they walk the fuck away. It's the new shell game, dude. In New York, I went to New York when I was a kid. I was a young little kid, young little Andy. Me and the family, we went to New York. I think I still have a picture somewhere of me in my little shorts as a little kid standing next to my mom at the Statue of Liberty Museum. And there's like the big face of the Statue of Liberty, and I had my hand up her nose. It's hysterical. I should find that for you guys someday. Anyways, not the point. I remember when I was in New York, we saw the shell game. I shit you not. It wasn't the shell game. It was the 3-card monte. Saw a dude playing I played 3-card monte in New York. My dad gave me $1, and I gave the dude $1. And he said, oh, where's the queen? And I was like, that one. And I got it right. And he's like, hey, you want to give me another $1? My dad's like, nope, that was fun. We walked the fuck away. Right? I went to New York when I was 17. Went there for high school. We did, I was in the show choir. I've told you guys this before. I was in the show choir. I was Jazz Hands Andy. When I was Jazz Hands Andy, we went to New York. And we stayed at the fucking Flatiron Building. Dude, it was so cool. We saw all sorts of musicals. One of them was shit. Fucking Steel Pier. Awful. I slept through most of it. But we saw like Rent and stuff. And I remember the biggest thing with everybody in my high school on that trip was fucking buying sunglasses or watches. One of my dudes literally was on the bus. We all go out to kind of have free roam time, right? We can all kind of go out and roam around, do whatever we want to do, but we got to be back here at a certain time, right? We used to be able to do that shit in New York, right? So we all went out, and we teamed up, you know, buddy system, you know, all went out as packs of fucking assholes. And we were probably more dangerous to the city than the city was to us at that point, because this is 97. Things were pretty alright in 97. During the daytime, like we weren't allowed at night. I watched from the windows, and that was fun, but didn't see any shootings or stabbings or anything like that. Again, it was 97. But, so we all run around, and then we all come back, and we're getting on the bus to go back to the fucking hotel. And I shit you not, my dude's like, check this out. He pulls up his sleeve, and he had fucking watches. Like 10 watches all up his fucking arm. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? There were guys that had 15 pairs of Oakleys. I was like, all I want is gold Rolex. And I honestly think that my gold Rolex was legit. Like, I think I actually got a stolen gold Rolex, because everybody else's watches were dead before we made it home. I shit you not. Everybody's like, I had one dude, the guy that bought all the fucking watches, like 2 or 3 of those watches stopped working, like before we were back off the bus again. He's like, yeah, I just got all these watches, dude. And he's getting back. We get back, and he's like, oh fuck, some of my watches aren't working. And I'm like, I was like, dude, all I want is gold Rolex. That's it. I just need a gold Rolex to look badass whenever I want to. That's all I need. And I went to a guy. I said, you got gold Rolex? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he points to like a silver. I'm like, that ain't fucking gold, man. He's like, I don't have like a gold Rolex right now. And I'm like, psh. And everybody else bought watches from him to clean them the fuck out of watches. But I'm like, nah, I need a gold Rolex. Finally, I find a dude. And it was one of those, hey man, you want to buy a watch? And I looked, and I said, you got a gold Rolex? And I lean in, and he's like, and I'm like, then that's what I want. And I paid $15 for a gold Rolex. And my Rolex lasted for like 10 years. I couldn't even tell you where the fuck it is now. I think it's gone now, because it did finally stop working. But for a very long time, I was like, dude, I think I got a legit Rolex. Like, it was beautiful too. Wore it to prom and all that kind of stuff. Anytime I wanted to look badass. Check the time. Oh, it's my Rolex. Yeah. Got that in New York. But now you get fucking shanked. Or they just steal shit. Like, they're requiring businesses to take cash payments. So they have to have cash on site. Like, on the streets in New York. And people are just fucking reaching across the counter, opening up the register, stealing money out of this shit and running away. Because they know, bitch, you gotta have cash. Right? So, it's just they're doing everything they possibly can to encourage people to be criminals and not to be honest entrepreneurs. If you're an honest business owner, we will fine you into oblivion because we need the money for all of our social programs, and we'll allow you to, be robbed constantly, and have to always pay for broken windows and shit. And if you don't like that, we can't let you leave because we need your money. I'm going to tell you this right now. Within a year or two, Mamdani's going to be making the same speech that he made the other day where he was begging the fucking state for money. But it's going to be Donald Trump needs to have the federal government bail out New York because we need to pay for all of our social programs. And I think Donald Trump is going to be like,